Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hello and welcome back children to your science class. In our last class we started with lesson number 2, the living world. We studied the different characteristics of living things such as growth and respiration. Let's study the more characteristics of living things such as excretion. Now what is excretion? Waste substances are formed during the many processes that take place in the bodies of animals. These are called excreta, and the process of eliminating them from the body is called excretion. Animals have specific organs for excretions. Plants too excrete. For example, some plants shed leaves in specific season. Waste substances stored in the leaves of the plants are shed along with the leaves. Take a transparent plastic bag, tie it over a leaf of a plant as shown in the picture. Observe it after 6 or 7 hours. What do you see? Droplets of water collect on the inside of the bag. It means that plants excrete water in form of vapor. Excretion is a characteristic of living things. Please try this at home. We all have small plants, right? Near in our surrounding. So try this experiment with the plants. Now, have you experienced this? What happened immediately after the following actions? Number 1. Light flashed suddenly into your eyes. What do we do when the light flashes into our eyes? Suddenly you felt a pinprick. The leaves of mimosa plant were touched. At sunset, lamps on the street or courtyard are lit and insects gather around the lamps. Responsiveness to stimuli and movement. Living things act in various ways when responding to a stimulus. If you suddenly enter a cowshed, the cows and buffaloes stand up. Begin to move, one or two may even start moving. These are all movements, okay? A creeper planted in the courtyard leans towards a support. A potted plant in place in window grows towards sunlight. It means that plants too show movement. Living things move of their own accord. Okay, so all the living things move as they wish to. The movement or the change taking place in a living thing at such a time is their response to a stimulus. For example, when the light flashes in our eyes, what do? We close our eyes immediately, right? So the movement of closing our eyes that we make, that happens because of the stimulus. What is the stimulus? The flashlight coming into your eyes. An event that occur in our surrounding is stimulus, right? Whatever event happened in our surrounding, like if there are firecrackers bursting around you, right? What happens when the loud noise you hear? You sometimes you close your ears, right? So what is that? That is your response to the stimulus. The ability of living things to respond to stimulus is called the responsiveness to the stimuli, right? Like when you touch something hot, touch a hot pan, what do? You remove your hand. So that response, that removing your hand is your response to the stimuli. What is the stimuli? The hot pan is the stimuli, and when you remove your hand from there, that is your response to the stimuli. So responsiveness to stimuli is a characteristics of living thing. Now next characteristics is reproduction. Living things produce other living things like themselves. Some animals give birth to their young ones. Some animals lay eggs. Their young ones hatch out of the eggs. New plants are produced from the seeds, stems, or leaves of plants. The process by which living thing generates a new living thing like itself is called a reproduction or procreation. Reproduction is characteristics of living things. A definite lifespan. A certain stage of life, living things become capable of reproduction. After the reproduction stage, their organs become weak and still later their life comes to an end. In the other words, living things die. The lifespan of different animals and plants are different. For example, the lifespan of dog is about 12 to 18 years, while the ostrich lives for 50 years. You may have wondered what exactly the living things are, how they came into being, and so on. So, this is how lifespan is also one of the characteristics of living things. All the living things are born and one day they all die. Now observe a honeycomb and wall. What are they made up of? You have to observe a wall and a honeycomb. You may have seen a small compartments of honeycomb. These compartments are joined together to form a honeycomb. A wall has bricks. To construct a wall, we firmly join the bricks together. Right. A cellular structure. Living things are made up of small units called cells. All the actions and processes in the bodies of living things are brought about with the help of these microscopic cells. Small living things are made up of single cell. These are called unicellular organisms. On the other hand, the living things that are made of many cells are called multicellular organisms. The amoeba and some other microorganisms are unicellular, while man, cow, mouse, cockroach, elephant, banyan tree, the onion plant, etc. are all multicellular organisms. All the characteristics of living things are seen in every cell of a living thing, whether it is unicellular or multicellular. Cellular structure is the main characteristics of all living things, even though the number of cells may vary. Okay, so all living things are made up of small cells. Okay, be it humans, plants, animals, all the living things have small cells in their bodies, um, which make up our body system. Okay, so cellular structure is one of the main characteristics of living things. So these are all the characteristics of living things. We'll go through it once again. The first one is growth, then reproduction, excretion, responsiveness to stimuli, reproduction, definite lifespan, and the cellular structure. Okay, we will study the other rest of the lesson in our next class, inshallah. Okay, so study all the characteristics again and read the lesson carefully. I'll see you in your next class, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.